Yes, people, and welcome back to the Going Great Guns podcast with me, myself, Guna Craft, Guna Ant, Guna Gospel. Come follow, like, subscribe, share, and I'm always joined by my partner in crime.
I'm doing a little jig. JT Guna, it's me, John. Again,
That's
same
it.
as Ant. We're always online, always here. Everything, Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We're all the same. I'm at Guna Armchair. Ant's at Guna Gospel. Come and follow us. Drop us a like, man.
Yeah, that's it, man. Come join us. John.
Mate. the supposed victory podcast for the
I know
the beating of Southampton in the cup. It's sort of gone wrong.
That's it. We pushed it back for you guys because we thought
one more game. It's like the end of Tony Adams' testimonial. One more game, one more year, and it didn't turn out right.
Yeah, man. Do you know what? Yeah. Let's start from where we left off, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's not get too down too quickly.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Let's start from where we left off.
So when we last met, it's been 2 weeks since we've had that mini run. We've had that mini run of games in between, haven't we?
Yes.
Where we look like we'd sort of turned a bit of a corner as such.
Yeah, definitely. In the league, I felt like we turned a corner.
Definitely.
Well, we have.
Yeah.
And what was it? The last 5 games we played, we've got a record of 4 victories, 1 draw.
1 draw, yeah.
The draw was pretty hard hitting.
Yeah, but that was the worst result out of the lot of them, wasn't it? The draw.
Yeah. It hurt a bit, but I think looking back in hindsight, 1 draw out of 5 games,
and the 5 games that we had as well.
I'd have taken it. Yeah. I'd have taken it.
Definitely.
And I'm sure most of us would have.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And
it's one of those things where it's like so we started off that whole run with a win against Chelsea, and that was the last time in the league that we conceded the goal was against Chelsea. So,
as well. Clean sheet.
Yeah.
Clean sheet FC.
Suddenly it's boring Arsenal again, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it, mate.
I'll take all day long, bro. Do you know what I mean? I don't mind that.
All day long, man.
Yeah.
So Leno's been on form.
I think it's helped him having a settled defence in front of him.
Yeah, definitely.
You picked up a little while ago about Holding, about him being a sort of player where he needs a run of games, and you can see that in him now, can't you? You can see he's rolling. Every performance rolls into the next one.
That's it.
That's what he's always needed.
Run. Definitely, because I feel like with him, he's obviously a confidence player. He needs the confidence to play well, and with sort of having more and more games, I think he just gains confidence every time.
Definitely.
You know, but when he gets that belief in him, it pushes him forward. You know?
Yeah, like he's not thinking, if I make one mistake here, I'm out of the team for another 6 weeks or whatever. He knows he's going to get a run of games under him.
At the moment. Yeah, definitely. I'm with it, man. And it's good to have that settled back four. To have it's not so settled now. Because obviously we could get into it. Right back.
Yeah.
Our man, little guy, Cedric. You know what I mean? And he's come in for that game, or that one game, and he's sort of shown up Hector Bellerin a bit.
Yeah, a bit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, for some reason, again, before we go too far into the touching of this one, he did another foul throw against Southampton on Saturday. So I don't know what's going on with our throw-ins and who ain't teaching them. But Cedric's performance against Newcastle in the league, he was quality, mate.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
And I don't want to be one of them people that are jumping on the bandwagon, but actually, when I watch Cedric, and I've always felt this about him, is he puts the ball in the box.
Yeah.
That's one thing Hector Bellerin doesn't do. I don't want to get too critical on Bellerin because we've given him some good reviews on this channel. Do you know what I mean? And we rate him. He's a decent right back.
Play, yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't cross the ball in. And that does annoy me. I think that's all Bellerin's probably missing from his game is crossing the ball in.
I'll give
Put
that.
it
Yeah,
in the box.
yeah.
You know,
Because we know he's
that's
got a decent shot on him.
Yeah.
We know he can track back. You know, his concentration levels are actually quite high. He's actually quite a good. I mean, with all the injuries he's had, he's definitely lost a yard of pace, and that's understandable.
Yeah,
It's going to happen.
100%.
Do you know what I mean? And I think
100%.
when he was a younger player, he relied on that pace to get him out of trouble a bit more. And I think he's learnt to deal with that now. If he doesn't get into those positions where he has to leg it back anymore, he's already in that position. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I agree with you. I think if he could work on his final ball, he'd be a much better player than he already is.
Definitely. But that is getting back onto Cedric. That is one thing Cedric does have.
Oh, and he's got a lovely touch for a fullback as well. Do you know, Cedric?
Yeah.
He has
good decision making.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think the only thing I sort of see probably faulty with Cedric is I feel like he tires when it gets to sort of 70th, 80th. He sort of looks a bit leggy, but that's due to lack of match
practice. Yeah, you might be right.
Fitness.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because I mean, he's a Portuguese international. You don't get into the Portuguese side if you're not a good player, do you?
Yeah, definitely. So he could upset the apple cart. And
what worries me in the defence is the fact that Gabriel was out for all 5 of those games. Do you know what I mean? And we kept clean sheets. He comes back in and he scores the Yogi.
So odd.
But look, he's a quality defender, though. To be fair, it's just one of those. It flicked off him that goal yesterday. But I do think he's only going to make the defence stronger. I'd rather have him and Holding there than Louise and Holding. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I'm with you on that one.
I'd rather play at the back than Louise.
And have Louise there doing Agent Louise.
Agent Louise, yeah.
He bloody slows the game down, man.
And I think you can have a couple of those players. That's fine. But like again, touching on yesterday's game more than anything else. We had too many of them players in one. So you had Elneny and Xhaka starting, and that already is too defensively minded for me. It's too slow.
Yeah.
And if Xhaka hasn't got Saka or Martinelli or someone running, it goes back every time. It always plays it back, and Elneny always goes sideways. So, and that, like I say, with Louise, he'll either give it to his centre back partner or he'll try and ping a 50-yard pass. If it don't come off right, then we're in trouble because it gives the ball away too quickly. Yeah,
and there is this look about Louise where he's sort of like, well, and that winds me up. Winds me up. He doesn't look like, oh, sorry, mate.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He always looks like, well.
It's almost like, you should have controlled that.
That was your fault. He's that kid, isn't it? That kid in school, like, well, you made me angry. Well, that's why I threw the chair across the room.
Because it was your fault. It's like everyone's always said, oh, Louise can ping a 50-yard ball. So he goes, right, I can ping a 50. He doesn't look where he's pinging it. He just goes, what up? There we
go. Ping. Everyone wants to ping the 50-yarder.
There was a moment in yesterday's game, like time was running out, and Xhaka gets the ball on the sort of left-hand side of our midfield, sort of just outside the centre circle, and he knocked it to the other. He tried to switch it, and he just hit it between 2 of our players. Now, luckily, I think it was Bellerin got back and knocked it back into play before it went out, or it might have been Cedric knocked it back into play. And I was like, if they hadn't have done that, they'd have given him a throw-in right on the halfway line when we're trying to get a foothold back into the game. Little moments like that we need to get rid of it it's the decision-making.
Yeah. Because, if we're talking about that game, let's go on to it, man.
What I was going to say, that was what was that seems to me what was missing in the games that we were winning in the league. We'd cut out those weird little decision-making moments.
Yeah. That was definitely missing. It's difficult because the choice of sort of player Arteta chose to play. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was a wrong decision from the manager to play Eddie Nketiah, Pepe, Willian, as sort of the front three.
The front three, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's a very odd sort of choice from the boss.
Yeah, see, I think again you can get away with one or two of them, but not probably all three of them at once.
All three, yeah.
But
and then, like you said, we've got the midfield, no dynamism.
Yeah,
we've got a midfield of El Neni and Xhaka.
Straight away, you're losing that pace or whatever. You're losing, like you say, the directness, isn't you?
Yeah. So, all we had really that was a dynamic player was Martinelli.
Yeah.
And he got hooked.
Yeah.
Pretty early. So I think he made the wrong decision before the game. I was talking about it with my missus, and she was fuming about the lineup. She was saying, why she's a proper gooner, man. She was saying, why don't we have the players we need to have on the pitch, basically? Who is this? Like, why are we putting on these lot? And I was sort of trying to argue the point, sort of maybe that Arteta would have argued and said, I have to give opportunities to some of these players because they've got to prove themselves. Do you know what I mean? But it's like, I've got no fight in me. I can't argue because after the game, she said, I told you so. And I'm sure a lot of Arsenal fans would have said the same. I told you so. William's no good. Yeah. Pepe's been no good. And Nketiah's no good. Do you know what I mean?
So, I mean, for me, right, and it, and I've seen on social media, I do get it. I understand that a lot of people are saying, I can't believe we've gone out with a whimper, right? It wasn't. So, what the game showed up for me is two things. Is one, we have got a very good, or a good, getting close to very good first team, right? Like they're that far away from being very good, and you noticed in that game yesterday just how much of a difference the players from what you would call the first team make a difference to that team.
Yeah, once they come on,
yeah, because like Arsene Wenger would pick a team in the FA Cup, and they wouldn't always be dynamic but they'd be able to scrape a win. They'd be able to get enough done to be better than the team that they were playing against. And I think the other thing this flagged up to me was, you were saying that Eddie Nketiah is not a terrible player, but to play that role up front on his own, he can't play that role. He's too small.
No.
It literally is height and build is just too small to play that role. So I think that was a bit of a poor choice from Arteta, but I don't think he wanted to change the system. And I think that's what it showed up. It shows up that he's a bit too. I think when we went through that terrible spell, we tried to change his system and it didn't work. So I think he's too rigid, with his system.
What do you think about Eddie Nketiah? Do you think he's good enough? Because there was a point where I thought he's good enough.
I reckon as a small striker next to a big, if you had him playing alongside Lacazette in a 4-4-2, he'd be brilliant.
Yeah,
it would be perfect. It'd be this whole fox in a box thing. Do you know what I mean? He'd be there, it would coming off his knee, his ear rolls, all sorts. But I just think he can't lead the line for me personally.
No, because yesterday sort of showed me it's like he panics. I feel like he panics when he gets the opportunity. Do you know what I mean? Because all of the sort of scuffed shots,
isn't it?
Like, you don't hit anything clean.
No, I don't think I've ever seen him hit a clean. Even when he scores, I don't think he's ever seen him hit a clean shot.
Why is that? Like, I'm sort of getting glimpses of Yaya Sanogo. I don't know why.
But without all the gangly bits. Like,
what is going on? That's sort of
the chaos.
I'm just gonna knock this over the line anyhow. And you need that sort of striker. You need that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, that sort of
dead-eye, calm, innit?
Bang. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But do you reckon that's come from knowing that he's not a starter, so he's trying too hard? You know, like I was saying before about Aubameyang, I was always confident he'd get goals again once he relaxed and it would just start flowing. Do you reckon he's thinking I've got to score, otherwise I'm going to be straight back out the side again? Yeah,
overthinking it.
Yeah.
But you think, I think you're correct with that.
But he's always been like that. I don't think he's ever. It's almost like he's trying to prove to himself too much, isn't it?
Yeah. Just be calm. I think it's like when you stay calm, you just get on with it. Do you know what I mean? You could see it. Even when sort of Aubameyang was getting sort of uptight when he wasn't scoring and stuff. You could see it when he was feeling a bit frustrated. You could sort of see it, but I feel like he has this sort of calm nature about him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
He doesn't really allow it to affect him. I think Lacazette gets a bit frustrated. He's a confident striker.
Yeah.
He needs confidence to score goals.
Yeah, totally.
He won't just sort of... But this is a mental thing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they need to see someone about it, you know?
It's like you were saying about, like with Lacazette, I think you're right. I think if he misses a chance, it's like when you're playing golf and you miss the putt, you're like, you can't miss you miss the next 5 because you're.
Yeah.
So I think Lacazette's the same. I think if he misses one, he then starts snatching and he's angry.
He gets angry, yeah.
Whereas Aubameyang sort of just goes, no, well, I'll get another
shrug
chance.
It off. Yeah. And I think as a striker, if you haven't got a cool head, it does affect you and can affect you.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, if you look right back to remember when Wrighty was chasing down the record and we played Tottenham at home and everyone thought he was going to break the record in that game, and he did everything but score. He hit the post, the bar, keeper saved it, and he even says himself he was trying too hard. When he beat it against Burnley, he got a tap in. Or Barnsley, sorry, but he got a tap. It was the easiest goal he scored of his career, and that was the one that equalled the record because it just come natural, and he just had to be there, and he just allowed the game to go around him. Whereas he was so desperate to do it against Spurs, it wouldn't come for him.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. Look at to go back to Aubameyang's sort of goal drought just before. There you go. With it, you could see Aubameyang was frustrated. He kept trying to cut it onto his right foot to score. We all see he can score with his left foot. We saw what he done to Chelsea in the final when he took Zuma one way because Zuma said, "No, I'll put you on your right foot." Aubameyang said, "What? Don't worry, I've got a left." Do you know what I mean? And he literally took him one way, left, dinked it. Do you know what I mean? And you could see every single chance Aubameyang was getting, he was just trying to put it on his right foot to score that goal.
Get that goal first, wasn't it? Yeah, get the monkey off his
back.
Then
what happened? Yeah, he took it onto his left and just hit it straight down the middle in the last game against, who was it?
It was Newcastle, wasn't it?
He got the 2?
He got 2 against Newcastle, and that was because he got 1 against Newcastle in the cup before that, wasn't it? We got, when we went to extra time, got his goal, and then all of a sudden, like you're saying, then he had the confidence to hit his first goal with his left foot. It was like wallop, didn't he? Absolutely smashed it.
There you go. Yeah. And the thing is, the goal weren't even like a great goal. He smashed it, but he just hit it.
He just hit
it. You know what I mean? He didn't even think. He just hit it like literally straight down the middle. If the keeper would have stood still, he would have caught it. But because it was just get it out of my feet.
He's probably thinking if it goes in, amazing. If it doesn't, there might be someone around that will get an easy tap in once the keeper's made a save. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. And this is the thing. I think it's difficult. It's a very difficult position to play, I think, as a striker, because, like I said, if you're mentally sort of frail or you're a confidence player, you are pretty.
Especially for our team as well, do you know what I mean? Because we rely so much at the moment on goals from strikers rather than midfielders, don't we?
Yeah. Because our midfielders don't score many.
They don't score enough, no.
Yeah.
So that must get to us. We have to score from the strikers, otherwise we're in trouble. But I think that will change soon anyway. When we've got when Emil comes and really nails that down. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
He's going to be I was saying the other day, I can't pay Emil Smith-Rowe any higher compliment than when I watch him. He looks like a young Paul Merson. And if he turns out to be half the way he runs, the way he tries on. I mean, if we can keep him away from the betting shops and a bit of the old too, we've got a player there, mate.
Definitely.
And it goes so again. Aubameyang will enjoy playing with those kids because they're running around doing all the running for him, and you could see it lifts everyone up. Imagine if those lads had the Newcastle game, if there'd been fans there, they'd have been singing their names. It'd have been amazing for them. The press of the wave they'd have been on. Amazing.
Yeah. Homegrown talent. You know what I mean? So I'm happy they're giving him a new contract. I don't know if you've heard about it. They're gonna up his wages.
Was that Emil?
Emil, yeah.
Yeah, quality.
Because I think he was on 15 a week. So now he's getting exactly. To us, To us, it's big money, but you know,
Ashley Cole would have crashed his car over that, mate. Is that all?
But I think they're upping it like they did Saka.
Yeah,
Give him a
got
new contract. Up it. I think I'm hearing about 40 a week.
Yeah.
So give him a new contract. Give the kid a new contract.
Yeah.
What do you think about Lacazette giving him a new contract? Because he's up at the end of the season, isn't it?
Yeah, I think he is.
He's off to move.
Do you know what? So in the Newcastle League game, I know the first half was really boring, but what worried me was, where does Martinelli fit into that side? Because he wasn't in the starting lineup, was he? It was Saka on the right,
Yes,
and Aubameyang on the left with Lacazette up front, wasn't it?
And Lacazette through the middle, yeah.
So, and I want Martinelli to be part of this team, but where does he play? So if it comes to it, I think you drop Lacazette out of the team, put Aubameyang up front and Martinelli on the left and Saka on the right.
Yeah.
So in terms of, I think Lacazette now, I think he needs to be more than a squad player, but I think for us, that's all he's going to be, is a squad player.
Yeah. So would you give him a new contract?
If he'll sign it, but you've got to give him one, but you'd have to say to him, but you're not going to be a starter. And so I don't think he'll stay. Because I think he needs to be starting, doesn't he?
You see, I think we should move him on.
Yeah.
I reckon move him on, man. I reckon we give him sort of I think we look at maybe getting in a younger striker. Like you said about the Martinelli thing.
Yeah. I mean, even Martinelli could play through the front and have Aubameyang wide on the left. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
And I think that's more of a dynamic front three, because I think they can all interchange. Even Saka.
Because he normally plays on the left, doesn't he? So
yeah, they can all interchange. Do you know what I mean? And
that's quite a good shout. That
now Saka's started scoring now as well.
Yeah,
you could get onto that. Saka's getting goals. He's adding goals to his game. I'm loving it, mate.
Yeah,
absolutely loving it.
It's like he's gone. Yeah, I do belong here.
Yeah,
you know,
that's all that's missing from Saka's game.
Totally.
You know, it's just goals.
Yeah.
Once he starts getting them goals, people will have to start looking at him and putting some respect on his name, because at the beginning of the season, what were they saying?
Did he mean
Foden.
that?
Well, you've got Foden. It was out of him, Foden, and that, what is it, Greenwood?
Mason Greenwood. Where's he gone?
Yeah, they were saying the best sort of three British stars coming through are them three.
And what's happened to
Saka was always third in that list. Yeah. You know what I mean?
But
now look at him.
I mean, I genuinely, I can't remember the last time I heard Mason Greenwood's name, or even Jadon Sancho. What's happened to Sancho over in Germany? Where's it?
Well, this is it. I don't know, mate. He was angling for a move.
He went to City, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, United.
Oh, United. Sorry, he started at City.
He came from City. Yeah.
Talking about that, what do you think about young kids and angling for moves and whatnot? What do you think about Balogun? And what he did yesterday? Do you think it was meant that way or what? You know what? Do you know what happened?
What?
No. So straight after we lost the game yesterday, Balogun put a video up on his Twitter feed of him scoring a goal. And it sort of felt as if to say, if you'd have had me up there instead of Nketiah, that's what it felt like. And I thought a lot of Gooners saw it that way. Do you know what I mean? Shots fired, yeah.
Yeah. Do you know what? I agree with him, but there's different ways of going about it.
That's how you do it, isn't it?
I think it's distasteful. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But there is part of me that wishes it was him up front instead of Eddie Nketiah, because
definitely, yeah.
From what I see from Balogun, he looks the part. He looks like we should.
Mobile, man.
Yeah, like we should take the opportunity on him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But I think he's smart. He's a smart kid. He knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing, yeah.
Hopefully Arteta can swallow his pride and say, look, do you know what? It's not even him swallowing his pride, because Balogun has to sign the contract.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Because I wouldn't want to play a player that doesn't
want to be there.
Hasn't committed, and doesn't want to be at the club.
Yeah,
you know, I wouldn't want to play a player because
just for the sake
of, a bit silly.
Yeah, just for the sake of him like putting him in the shop window. So
shop
to speak,
window, yeah. Yeah, because we're not going to get much for him.
No.
His contract's run down anyway, so
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, he's got a 4-year deal or something.
And it's not like people are beating our door down to go for him either, is it? Because he's still there. You know what I mean? So he's not like he signed a pre-contract agreement with anyone else. So there must be something up here, or something, mustn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something's stopping him.
Yeah.
And for me, I think, I haven't seen the video yet, but I think it's shots fired, isn't it?
To be fair, it was a lovely finish. Yeah. He beat about 17 players. You know? It was one of those ones. You know when they do a football film and the fella starts running from like a mile back. Suddenly the pitch gets huge and he just goes around the player like that.
It's like that Martinelli against Chelsea.
And
I've seen the memes on that, and it's got like 100 Chelsea players running behind him. Like, oh, quality, man.
So we did, and that's what we're saying about Nketiah. So again, I don't want to dump on the guy, but because I genuinely think he was asked to do a job that he's not up to. He looks like a kid playing against adults in the park. Do you know what I mean? And that's just because of his stature. Yeah. He's looking to get sniff against. Southampton are organised well.
But do you know what? I don't want to. The thing is, we can say his stature, but think about someone like Jermaine Defoe.
Oh man, yeah.
He looked like a boy amongst men, but he treated the men like boys. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he bullied them, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't usually say good things about Tottenham players. Don't get me wrong.
No, he's West Ham.
This is an Arsenal. Yeah, there you go, isn't it? There you go. But he was a slight little striker. Do you know what I mean? And he made himself seen, heard. Do you know what I mean?
He's one of the few players that I wish we'd have signed. I reckon he would have scored bundles for us, mate. I love Jermaine Defoe. I thought he was a quality striker.
This is
he
it,
man.
Signed
for that lot. Idiot.
And then, did you know Darren Bent is an Arsenal supporter?
Is he?
Yeah. Like,
I'm glad he's a supporter, not a player.
Yeah, well, that's it, mate. He weren't all that. But
he weren't all that.
Yeah, apparently, he's a massive Arsenal supporter, man. Yeah, and he went and signed for that lot.
Every now and again, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not many people own up to it anymore, do they?
No. This is it. But I think he's proper out there about it. Everyone knows he's an Arsenal supporter.
Apart from me, I never. You learn something new every day on this podcast, lads.
There you go, innit? Stay locked for more info.
Learning.
Yeah, man.
So I suppose again as well, we've skirted around this a bit now, and we've mentioned it a couple of times, but he's gone.
M10
has gone. So before we go on it, as soon as he left, I had to make sure, I Googled to make sure to see where Fenerbahce were in the, I thought they better not be in the rugby league because he's coming back and he's scoring against us, isn't he? Do you know what I mean?
A hat-trick of assists.
Just absolutely wipe us out. I've literally just before we started recording this podcast, he's released a statement on Twitter, and obviously, he's very much all about the PR and everything like that, isn't he, Ozil? That's
100%, yeah.
Right? But for me, I think it's sadness on both sides. Genuinely, one of the most technically gifted footballers I've ever watched play for my team. I'm gutted the way it's finished for him. I'm gutted that he missed 2 years of football. I'm gutted the way it's finished for Arsenal. Yeah. But I'm also pleased that he can get on and play football and we can move on from it. How do you feel about the way it's now that it's finished? What do you feel about how it leaves our squad, if nothing else?
Yeah. For me, it's relief.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel relieved that it's over and people can't keep sort of harping back to, but we've got Mesut Ozil on the bench.
Yeah.
Why? Or not on the bench, but at home. Do you know what I mean? Playing Fortnite. We've got Mesut Ozil. Why aren't we playing him? Blah, blah, blah. And for me, like you said, I echo all them sort of things about him. But football, for me, has moved on. I think the number 10 role asks for a lot more from their number 10s.
Definitely.
And even if he wanted to give it, I think I don't see it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not just about the creative side of it now.
No.
It's everyone sort of putting in 110%.
Yeah, definitely.
Running back, running forward. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
So my argument with him always was that the British media and other fans never really took to Ozil because he didn't do the Robbie Savage, just run around and clatter everyone, everything like that. It was too laid back. But I think you're right. I agree with you totally when you say that the number 10 role has absolutely changed. So before you could be a little bit laid back, a little bit lackadaisical, and just burst like Sheringham. Like Sheringham, do you know what I mean? He wasn't blessed with pace, but he could hold the ball up and play lovely passes in.
Yeah.
But now the number 10's got to be dynamic. He's got to run everywhere. He's got to, like you say, he's got to chase back. He's got to go forward. He's got to be a link.
To be fair though, it's I say it's changed, but I think it's changed for certain clubs because certain clubs still use that number 10. Do you know what I mean? Like, I think what's his name? What's that guy that's gone to Everton?
Not Tony Cruz. Well, no, what's his name?
Rodriguez? No.
Yeah. James Rodriguez.
Yeah, James. Yeah. He's more of that traditional number 10. He doesn't do much running.
No.
And he's playing pretty well in that system.
Yeah.
But it's a system as well. You have to fit the system of what they're doing. But they have pushed James onto the right wing, so he comes in as a number 10 rather than sitting in the middle as a number 10.
Yeah. Like Bergkamp used to. When Bergkamp used to just sit there, didn't he? You know.
Yeah. And it's the whole thing has changed, and I think the way we want to play is we want everyone to run their heads off and leave the pitch crawling. You know what I mean? Crawl off the pitch, please. I don't want to see you with breath in your body. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's difficult. It's difficult, mate, because like you said, he is one of the most technically gifted players we've ever had at Arsenal.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He can create something out of nothing. He sees stuff that no one else sees.
And the ability to not only see it, but to play the ball that he knows.
To play it,
yeah.
You know, you'd see him looking at something and then play the ball one way. Do you know what I mean?
And that's not just because of his eyes either. That's just...
That was Mesut. Do you know what I mean?
I mean, how many times did you see
what he wanted to do?
Yeah, you could see it. He was steps in front of everyone else, wasn't he?
Like 100%.
How many times would you see he'd be on the ball and you'd be like, "Where's he passed that?" And as the ball's coming around, there's someone running out of picture and it just drops on their foot. You haven't had to break stride. And you're like, only Mesut Ozil could have seen that.
He could have seen it and done it.
You know?
Yeah. 100%. I agree with that, mate.
And you know, we had him at his prime as well. And he was at Arsenal. He you know, all this nonsense about he only came because Real Madrid bought Gareth Bale and they had to get rid of him. Yeah, but he still came to us. I'm sure anyone would have tried to sign him. So we still had him.
And we had a few good seasons with him.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? We had a few good seasons. And for anyone that doesn't remember, before he came, our drought.
9 years.
Our drought. There you go. 9 years before he came. So,
but it's not even that as well. It's what he made. He made everyone in world football stand up again and go, "Hang on, Arsenal just signed Mesut Ozil." That's how we got Alexis Sanchez.
Yes.
You don't sign Alexis Sanchez from Barcelona unless he thinks I'm going to play alongside Mesut Ozil. He's not joining the play again with Yaya Sanogo, is he? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, mate. But 100%, mate. Like, so more respect to him. So any fans that are sort of digging him out, you're young fans. You don't remember. Do you know what I mean? This is the thing. Football fans, we all have short memories. Do you know what I mean? We forget what happened last week, and we're thinking
we
about
have to, otherwise we never come back.
Yeah, that's true. Very true. But with sort of supporting our players, don't forget what Mesut Ozil's done with us and
you
for
can't
us.
just wipe it
Do you
out
know
of the
what I
memory.
mean?
It's ended badly, but just enjoy the fact we had him. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's got petty now. Do you know what I mean? I think
on both
it's
sides,
got
to be fair.
on 100%, 100%. Ozil knows what he's doing when he's tweeting
absolutely,
what he's tweeting.
Yeah,
and
when he's tweeting
paying.
it.
Yeah, when he's paying for the Gunnosaurus's wage, and he knows what that does for our press.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? He's not a stupid man. But more for him, mate. Like, good luck with the rest of your career, mate.
So now that he has gone, and we've got Emil Smith Rowe playing that position, what do we do as a club? Do you reckon, as backup for Emil Smith Rowe?
Well, I've heard we're in for that young Real Madrid playmaker,
Odegaard.
Yes.
Yeah. Now that'd be an interesting signing.
Yeah. So he's 22 years old.
It'd only be a loan deal again, wouldn't it? I think.
Loan deal to the end of the season. After that, we either look at him if he does well on his loan, or I think we move on and look at Emi Buendia.
Yeah,
I think
because we won't get Buendia now because Norwich won't let him go because they're having too good a season with him.
There you go, and the price on him now, will be very high.
Very high.
You know what I mean? Because
but what do we do about Smith Rowe then? Because if he's playing that position, do we bring in someone like that and say you're going to mix it up with Emil Smith Rowe, and then Emil Smith Rowe go, hang on, what have I got to do to nail this down as a number 10 shirt for myself?
Do you know what? I thought about that, and I think about all that stuff like often. But do you know what? May the best man win.
That's exactly
because that's how we have to. We're too sort of emotionally invested. I get it in our Smith Rowes, our Saka's, Martinelli's, our youngsters that we really love at the club. But I want the best player to play for Arsenal.
Totally.
Do you know what I mean?
If
you are the best player, you will play.
You will play, exactly.
I've seen that's how Arteta manages.
And I think for too long, even going back to Arsene Wenger, for too long, players had the shirt guaranteed. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
And there's no. I mean, you look at Bern Leno. They got rid of Martinez after he'd had a decent end of the season, and rather than say, right, you stay and you've got the number 1 shirt and Leno has to fight it back, we get rid of Martinez and get a reserve goalkeeper in. No, but you want good players across the board.
Yes.
That's what keeps the levels up. I ain't going to have a bad game. Because if I have a bad game, the other geezers coming in and nicking my shirt.
There you go.
Innit?
There you go.
Yeah.
You're at the top of your sort of game.
Yeah. You know? That's how. Look at Liverpool, man. They've got players. I mean, they're dropping down now because they're players that they've got. Mo Salah and Firmino and all that stuff. They've got no one challenging for them, have they?
Yeah. You know what? I didn't even think about it like that. But you need that competition.
Yeah, it's what Fergie always did with United. Fergie always made sure he got those players in to keep those players up there.
Yeah, 100%. Let them compete. You know,
that's the only reason you get Ryan Giggs wins 13 Premier League medals, just because he's had to work hard every season. He didn't rest on it. He didn't go, I'm left winger, even though he was guaranteed left wing all the time. Fergie was still bringing people in like Poborski or whatever, and Giggs was like, no, this is my shirt. You got to try and fight it. I'm going to make sure I'm better than you. Yeah.
Make you nervous at least, so you keep your levels high, mate. 100%. I want our youngsters to be the ones that win those battles, but I'd rather Premier League titles, Champions League titles, than see, let's say, Smith Rowe and Saka in the team for the next 10 years and you don't win anything.
Just because they're Highland boys,
Do you know what I mean?
Like, I mean, we could point to one of their own, Harry Kane. Yeah, it's all well and good being top scorer in the league for 10 years in a row or whatever. If you haven't actually won anything, what can you look back on
you look back at, mate? And you know, Harry Kane's probably, I reckon, when his contract runs down, I reckon this is the last time, mate.
What's he, 27, 28 now?
Yeah.
He's got to be looking, isn't he? He's got to be.
I noticed some little bit, you know, in that documentary.
Oh
they done.
yeah,
Yeah.
all for nothing, as I call it. It was all for
All
nothing.
for nothing. Yeah, quality. You know when Ericsson was leaving in that, and they were talking. I think it was. I don't know who it was, but someone was saying something, and you see Kane's face when they were saying, "Oh, yeah, career's short, this and that." Kane looked like, "Yeah, well, maybe I should make a move." Do you know what I mean?
He probably thought they meant. He probably thought they meant.
Ago I watched it.
He probably thought they meant South Korea. He's like, he's sitting there trying to work it out. How short is South Korea then?
I don't know. No, but I'm sure he's definitely got in the back of his mind, because he's got probably 2 big contracts maybe left.
Yeah, maybe, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? As a striker, or maybe 1 big contract, a 5-year.
He's quite injury prone as well. You know, he picks up big injuries now, doesn't he? Like you say, he doesn't want to. There'll be a bit in his mind where he'll be thinking, I don't want to end up like Alan Shearer and have 1 Premier. I mean, he only got 1 Premier League, but you know, he wants to have at least. He wants to have something there, doesn't he? In his trophy cabinet at least. I hope he don't.
100%, or if he does,
there was a point at one point where Tottenham won the November, because they always win the league in November, Tottenham, didn't they? Because they're top of the league in November, that's it, they're the best team in the world. And I was like, oh my God, we're scrapping down the bottom, they're top, and now we're not that far behind them again now. And
we're shaking hands.
I mean? It's at one point I was googling, can I catch coronavirus before Tottenham win the league? Do you know what I mean?
Take me out. Take me out. No.
But, I'm pleased that ain't happening.
No, definitely.
I mean,
definitely.
I think it's Man City's all. I think they've got it sewn up again. If I'm honest,
they're gonna come weed through.
Yeah, I think they went through a dodgy spell last year. Liverpool were right up there. Liverpool also got massive helping hands with VAR last year. Whether their fans like to admit it or not. Like yesterday, Arsenal against Southampton. I think if that had been Liverpool, that handball Carl Walker-Peters, that would have been given as a handball.
Yeah, 100%.
I mean, all right. For me, I actually think it was the right call, because he wasn't. He wasn't flicking his arm out or anything. The ball hit his hand.
But it doesn't take away. Some teams get it, and some teams don't.
That's like the Newcastle League game when Martinelli came on. He got smashed in the face with an elbow, and the referee just went, play on. And it's like, at least have a look at it. He's got his jaws in a different postcode where he's walloped him so hard, doesn't he? And it's just like, so I don't know how that works anymore.
Poor kid, man. Yeah. Like, I feel, What are you thinking about league positions? Where do you think we will end up? Will you nail your
4th is genuinely up for grabs. But I reckon if we finish 5th or 6th, that will be an improvement on where we were last year. The league is so weird again that Liverpool have now dropped down to 4th in the league, and we have paid for those funny little games that we lost. But like
at the beginning,
we lost to Burnley, and everyone went nuts. Oh God, Arsenal have lost at home to Burnley. Liverpool have just lost 1-0 at home to Burnley. Do you know what I mean?
And they haven't lost there in 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, and you can't just put it down to Virgil van Dijk. Do you know what I mean? Or whoever else was missing. They haven't got a whole team missing, have they? Whereas we've had. No. But so I think 5th is probably about the best we can hope for. Genuinely, I think we're still carrying far too many players that aren't at the level that need us to push up to that next level. We need someone else as good as Partey alongside him, because he came on against Southampton yesterday, and you're like.
He's another class, isn't
he?
He's another quality. Like he comes on and just makes it look so easy.
I mean, he gets the ball. We've got 3 people around him. I don't know. He does some sort of
weird juju,
and he's out of it, and he's got the ball. Do you know what I mean? And they're all standing like that, going, "What just happened now?"
Wait, hold on. Did he just get out of this?
Even Theo Walcott's going, "Oh, lovely skill, mate. I love that." Well, hang on.
Hold on, yeah, I don't even play for them anymore. No, he's another class, mate.
And that's where we need that. We need someone along. He needs someone at his level to play alongside him, doesn't he? Because he must just look at it and go,
100%.
"This guy really?"
Yeah, that's why. Why do you think every time he gets the ball, he looks for Aubameyang?
Yeah, he ain't looking at anyone else, is he?
He literally every single time he picks up the ball, he looks up Aubameyang. Get everyone else.
And then he's standing there going, "I'm open." Yeah, that's fine, mate. That's fine.
You're all right, mate. Don't worry about it. I'm looking for Aubameyang.
The only time he's passing it to Elneny is if he takes the centre kick, isn't it? There you go, man.
Listen, if you haven't noticed this, next time you see Aubameyang and Partey play together, just look how many times Partey picks Aubameyang out.
Or at least he's the first one he looks for, isn't he? He's the first one.
Playing short, Aubameyang. Because
there must be times Aubameyang's on the pitch
recognises quality.
There must be times Aubameyang's on the pitch going, Don't give Partey the ball. I need a rest. Wait a minute."
He's gonna look for me again. Oh, come on, mate. He's great player, man.
And he's the sort of player that will drag us up the league from where. I mean, we finished. Was it 7th, 6th, 7th? I can't even remember where we finished last year now.
What, last season?
Yeah.
8th?
8th even, yeah. So
8th, yeah.
6th to 4th, I think, is where we genuinely should be looking. We've got a rookie manager. We've got a load of deadwood, which, to be fair, they're shifting out. They are getting rid of a lot of it.
Yeah.
Plasnat's gone. Obviously, Ozil's gone. I think the Willian thing was a mistake that didn't, or it was a gamble that hasn't paid off. That was all that was.
Yeah.
So I don't think he'll be there next year. So yeah, I just think it's horrible to think, but yeah, go aim for 6 and then improve on that again next year.
Yeah, definitely. I'm with that. I hope we can do something in the Europa League.
You hope we can, innit? But
yeah, if we can win the Europa League, that would be good.
Yeah,
but
I think that's why he made the change he did it yesterday as well. You know, I think he's probably thinking he'd rather win the Europa League and get into the Champions League rather than win the FA Cup and get back into the Europa League again. It's a risky thing to play. I guess he has to sacrifice one. I personally have got a love affair with it. I love the FA Cup.
100%.
But it's just one of those games. You know, we had them under Wenger where we went out. You know,
it happens.
Didn't it? Yeah,
it
exactly.
happens, mate.
Yeah.
You know, we move. It happens, mate. We can't.
And you'd rather get if someone said to you yesterday, you're going to lose this game 1-0, not really be under any pressure, but you're going to lose it 1-0 to a dodgy own goal, but get 3 points on Tuesday in the league, you'd be like, yeah, go on then, wouldn't you? Well,
I'd take it. Yeah, I'd take it.
Yeah.
But that moves us on to we need to get the 3 points in the league on Tuesday, innit?
Yeah.
We have to beat them.
We're going to see a different side. Saka's going to start. Partey's going to start. I don't know about all, but because it was obviously personal reasons, he had to come home, didn't he?
Yes.
But yeah, so I
think Smith Rowe will be on.
Smith Rowe. I think Martinelli will start and stay on. I think Lacazette will start. Maybe that's why he got
hooked so early.
Yeah, he's trying to
because he will start.
But and not only that, I think this bunch of players now will want to prove that game was a fluke. I think they're gutted that they've lost their clean sheets in a row as well. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Whereas before, I didn't think we had that in us. I think it was like, oh, we lost, whatever. This lot want to prove, you know.
What about that surprising signing, Matt Ryan?
Yeah, a bit odd.
Matty Ryan.
He sounds like a contestant from Love Island. Yeah, no, it's that says to me that they're not sure about Renarson straight away. Yeah. You know,
they don't trust. They don't trust
him, do they?
No,
he must be like that. Oh,
huh? What have I done wrong, mate? You look dodgy. We took you from a team that was going down in the French league, Dijon, and you were number 2 as well.
Yeah, see, we
can't stick with it.
We can't be having players like that. I mean, that's where we've gone wrong before, isn't it? You know.
Yeah. We can't make them same mistakes. But it's good to see Arteta trying to overhaul the team, and that's why I think that they will give Arteta time because
Yeah.
he's doing more than just managing a team. He's trying to overhaul the club, as in getting rid of 90k a week. What's his name? Socrates. 100k a week.
Well.
Kolasinac.
Yeah.
350 a week. Ozil. Do you know what I mean? All these players that are on so much money,
big contracts,
like champagne money. Do you know what I mean? We don't have.
No.
We ain't playing Champions League football, so we can't be playing this sort
Champions
of money.
League money. And
we can't.
I genuinely think like David Luiz wouldn't be there this season if COVID hadn't happened last year, because they wouldn't have. We had to extend his contract because the season went into the summer, didn't it? So we needed those players there. So I think this year he won't be. I don't think he'll be there next year.
Yeah.
But you know, it has been nice to be able to go out and say I'm an Arsenal supporter for the last 5 games, and even yesterday, like I say, we went out of a whimper and whatnot. But at least we weren't. I don't think we were embarrassed. You know, Southampton didn't really.
No.
And I always, you know, they're sort of I always see Southampton as a bogey team when they've got Charlie Austin up front or Danny Ings. Those sort of players are the ones they always seem to give us trouble. They love scoring against us, and they didn't. You know.
No.
It's just that one deflected goal.
Yeah, mate.
That's football.
Performance weren't great, but that's football. As you said, that's football. Yeah. Have you got an unpopular opinion for this week?
No. What about yourself?
Mate, I'll pull one out of the bag.
Go on.
Pepe.
Yeah.
It's not good enough for Arsenal.
Whoa.
Unpopular opinion. I know it can be an unpopular opinion. I know we're all mixed on it. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to give up on the geezer, but I think we should probably cash in and get rid. Put the money elsewhere, man. He's a waste of 70 million.
What do you reckon we'll get back for him?
That's the problem.
Yeah.
That's where the issue lies. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
We definitely won't get 70 million.
The good thing
Lil saw us coming.
Yeah. The good thing is we haven't paid that full amount out yet. See now, what you've said is an unpopular opinion. Apparently, in French football, the top brass in France really rate Pepe. They reckon there is a player in there. He's just got to get unlocked.
Send him back.
I was literally just saying, I was recording at my own little podcast just before you came online to do this one. And I was saying that for me, Pepe looks like his legs are thinking independently to his brain. So his legs are going, I'm going to go left, and his brain catches up about 5 minutes later and goes, where are you going?
You're a funny guy.
I genuinely think there's a player in there. He's just got to untap. When you untap it, he's like Michael Flatley. His legs are doing this, and his body's going like that.
And his brain's like, what?
But I would rather have William Saliba back at the club than keep with Pepe, if I'm honest. But I do think there's a player there, man.
Yeah. So you'd stick with Pepe. Keep him.
But that's probably the unpopular decision to stick with him. Because because who do you leave out if you stay with Pepe? You can't have £72 million sitting on the bench.
No, but this is my point. It's I'd like to
cut your losses.
Be nice. Yeah, it'd be nice. It would be nice if we could get the £72 million back. I don't know if we've lost our receipt. It would be nice to get that £72
Do you know what it feels like?
Back and invest it somewhere else.
Receipt back. Send it back via Amazon Prime.
Just put him back, mate. Like I had time for him. Do you know what I mean? I had been arguing the cause for him.
To be fair, you've stood up for him a lot. So for you to not turn on him, but to say, do you know what, I think we've reached his level. It does feel a bit like we went up there and said, how much for him? And they went 7.2 million. And they've gone, yeah, right. And they've written the check out and forgot to do the desk. They've put they didn't put the decimal point in, and Lille have gone. Don't tell them. Shh. Catch that. We said 7.2, and they put 72. Get down the bank quick.
Mate, the guy has all the ability. Do you know what I mean? All the ability, and I know it is just an unlocking thing, but I don't think I've ever felt so frustrated with a player that has played for us.
I think, I just think there's not a fit. Do you know, I don't think it fits.
Yeah, we don't suit it. Like it's like, let's play to his strengths or whatever. We don't play to his strengths, and
I don't know what his strengths are. No, genuinely though.
That's why Mesut Ozil isn't playing at Arsenal, because we didn't play to his strengths. So why have we still got Nico Pepe if we don't play to his strengths? He's got to go as well, surely.
Surely, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? If
he can't get in the side, he's only a young lad. He's got you're absolutely spot on. And that wasn't me, but I genuinely don't know. I mean, apart from maybe pace, which I haven't really seen. I've not seen electric pace since he burnt Virgil van Dijk in his first season. Other than that, I haven't seen anything from it. He tore him to pieces, but maybe he's not a winger. But where would you play him? You know,
I don't know.
I
actually don't know. He likes to pick the ball up and likes to run at players. When you think, pass the ball, please.
Yeah.
Just play a 1-2 and you can get out of this.
His decision making is really lets him down. I reckon. I do think if Pep had him, he'd have a decent player up there.
Yeah. Do you think he'd play all right for Pep?
Because I think he would.
Pep would probably say keep it simple.
Yeah.
Maybe. And maybe that's what Arteta says to him, and he doesn't. Because you think Mahrez is probably a similar sort of player to Pepe, but less tricks and flicks and more end result.
Do you reckon then? Do you reckon it's going all the way back to the beginning of the podcast and what we were saying before about Nketiah? Do you think because he come with 72 million, do you think he's still trying to try too hard? Do you think he wants? Do you think he thinks to himself, "I've got to be this guy. I've got to be magic every time the ball comes to me"?
I do, and I don't. I think it's his game. I think he thinks he's doing the most, because you wouldn't keep doing it if you try something else. He doesn't try anything else.
Because surely it's when the manager's saying, Nicholas, come here a sec, Nicholas, look, you've tried that, mate. It ain't working. He's sitting on the sideline with a gamepad going, triangle, through ball,
X, pass. Just
get the ball.
Mate, play a 1-2. You will get out of situations much quicker, rather than drawing 4 or 5 players onto you and then trying to beat them all.
Yeah.
We're not in the playground anymore, mate. Yeah. This ain't school. But this ain't a bash Nico Pepe.
No. It's just
what I'm hoping is that he proves me wrong, you wrong, proves us all wrong that are doubting him, and he turns into this 20 goal.
Let's hope he does it while he's wearing our colours rather than someone else. We don't really turn into a Serge Gnabry, do we?
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And he just stops doing all of that dancey and starts actually playing. Do you know what I mean?
Nicholas Flatley, Lord of the Dance.
But yeah, mate, that's my rant over.
Oh man, yeah, it's cool.
Nico, if you see this, I still love you, man.
We love you.
Yeah, we still love you, man.
Just sort them feet out.
Yeah, mate.
All right, fella.
Up. Yes, mate.
Well, I think we're going to have to. We've gone on. I think we've put it on for nearly an hour now. So that's probably about the level of a podcast. Again, I enjoyed it again. So let's hope we go on another little run. What are your? Let's go. Let's end it. Let's end it with predictions. Saturday for Tuesday night.
For Tuesday night. So Tuesday night we got Southampton.
Are we? Is it back at theirs? It is, isn't it?
Yeah. Back at theirs. I'm going for a 2-1 win.
Oh. Exactly what I had in my head.
Yeah.
Exactly what I had. 2-1. Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Have you got any goal scorers in mind?
I was going to go Lacazette with both.
Lacazette too.
Yeah.
I'll go with Saka and Lacazette. Yeah.
If
Saka
if
and
Lacazette doesn't score both of them, I reckon we might see a first goal from Thomas Partey. I reckon he might score a fun bastard.
That would be so.
I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. But you heard it here first.
Smith
We've both predicted 2-1, so that's you better get your money on that result.
Sounds positive. Yeah, put your money on.
Yeah.
And if you win, we want 50.
We want at least credit.
Yeah. Come on, yeah. Shout us out.
Shout us out at least, yeah.
Yeah, Going Great Guns podcast, live and direct.
Tipsters.
That's it. Yeah, we'll start a tipping.
Start a tipping plate. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
all
it,
right, man.
mate.
Really good talking to you again, Ant.
Yes, John.
All right. Again, guys out there, like we said, follow us, like us, subscribe, chip in. We want. I know someone that's following me on Gooner Armchair wants to join in, so we'll sort that out We'll come back in 2 weeks again and get a decent run of games behind us again, Ant. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Nice, we will. Man. And yeah, give us a shout, like, subscribe, share with your friends. It's all laughs.
All your enemies if you don't
jokes.
like us.
Yeah, all your enemies to have a laugh at us.
Yeah.
We'll have the views.
We'll
That's
have it.
Right. Cheers. But yeah, Going Great Guns podcast signing out.
Nice one. Cheers, boys.